Hey guys, Roel from RoWellness again. Here to talk today about discipline, guys. Not gonna be a long video. I'm gonna try and get through it as fast as I can. But this is definitely something that we have to attack. Discipline. It's the total opposite of procrastination, really. Let's define it first. A technical version of it might be a conscious act to implement action. Somebody's like, what is that? Okay. The simple way of saying that is just doing what you know you have to do. And all of us have dreams, guys. We all have a purpose for being here. We all have someone that we're supposed to touch. We all have something to give. So don't deceive yourself. Don't lie to yourself by thinking to yourself that you don't have a dream or that you're not here for a reason. Everyone has a reason. And with that said, I think one of the biggest things with discipline is that discipline kind of reveals yourself to yourself. Discipline is gonna help you, especially doing tough things. It definitely shows you who you are, and it definitely, I think it brings out the light as far as what you want to do when you challenge yourself and you put yourself in those tough spots. It's definitely gonna reveal yourself to yourself. So that's one of the biggest things with discipline. What a lot of us do, guys, and sometimes I even do it. Everyone does this. They use distractions and they turn the light of consciousness off to kind of block that whole thing off and not have to deal with the fact, not have to deal with discipline, not have to deal with the things that you know you have to do. So one of the biggest things that we have to fight is all the distractions that get thrown in the mix, that we put in ourselves in the way. Because it's easier to watch TV than to read. It's easier to not eat the apple a day. It's easier to wait than to act. So with all these things in play, we have to remember that we gotta choose the harder road, the tougher road. I know it sounds crazy, but we have to choose the tougher thing if we want to become anything. If we want to grow and evolve, we have to choose the tougher road. We have to see what we're made of. With that said, growing up, guys, we have our parents there to help us discipline all these little things and to help us get up and to do this, that, and the third. And they help us with a lot of disciplines. And as we grow older and as we become adults, we have to learn how to parent ourselves. We have to learn how to tell ourselves, you got to get this done, wake up, get this done, and just do the whole parenting thing all over again, but to yourself. This is key. With that said, a great teacher of mine, Jim Rohn, who he does a lot of stuff on personal development. He spoke about how these daily disciplines and an undisciplined day could deceive you into thinking there's no harm. An undisciplined day can easily turn into years, guys, and years turn into a lifetime. And the next thing you know, you have a lifetime of daily failures that have piled up and just truly demoralize your whole life and suck the energy out of your whole life. So this is why discipline is so important, guys. Now, some people might be wondering, how do I start these disciplines? How do I attack this whole thing? First thing we gotta do, guys, is we gotta look at I like to look at these 4 subjects. Let's look at our finances, let's look at our relationships, our health, and our dreams. And when we attack all these things, we try to figure out what disciplines can I start to start some evolution in any one of these areas. What discipline can I implement to start growing in this area? Or the other thing you could look at is, what disciplines am I not doing that might be holding me back in a specific area? So looking at these things is vital. And with that, start small, guys. Start small. Any little thing you can start doing, whether it's making your bed, whether it's reading 10 minutes a day and then building that up, whether it's exercising and building that up, whether it's whatever it is, trying to discipline your thinking and doing a little journaling and doing a little writing and doing a little reading, whatever it is, start small and gain momentum. You will gain momentum, and all these things affect all the areas of your life. To think that this doesn't matter or that doesn't matter is bullshit. Everything matters. All these little things matter, and the more you pile on, the more you do little things here and there for yourself, to empower yourself, and doing the things that you know you have to, that's going to give you more momentum and more energy. Last thing with that is just try to get excited over the ability that you have to make yourself do the necessary things. You can make yourself do these things and get excited about what little thing you can try and do, what little thing you can try and work on to help any of these areas of your life. To end this whole thing, discipline, guys, equals freedom. A lot of people might look at discipline as something, oh man, overwhelming or something scary. The reason that discipline equals freedoms, guys, is that you free yourself from the guilt of not feeling like enough because you're not doing enough. So that's the key about freeing yourself. You start doing these things, you don't feel the guilt anymore about not being your best self. You don't feel anymore the guilt about not reaching your dreams or trying to push for your dreams. You don't feel that guilt. So this is key. I've been reading this book, guys, and I totally suggest it. It's a short book. It's called The War of Art, and it's written by Stephen Pressfield. And I'm the biggest thing I'm gonna come away with this from this book is just to summarize it. Is the battle between the ego and the self. The ego and the self. The ego, guys, is very similar to procrastination. Is resistance, and what the ego wants is security, guys. What the ego wants is the road of least resistance. The ego wants to keep you alive. The ego wants security, right? So remember, you have that fight against the ego, and remember to use and to choose the self. What the self wants is to evolve. What the self wants is to create. What the self wants is the self is the deepest being that you have. The self is where your dreams come from and your ideas come from. The self is what speaks for your future. So guys, when you have that battle between the ego and the self, please choose the self. And I'll leave you with these words from Jim Rohn. Discipline weighs ounces, guilt weighs tons. Just let that sink in there for a second, guys. Now get up and go.